Hello, so welcome to this lecture video. So today we will discuss mathematical conventions. So I'm teacher Melay, and let us start with the definition of what is mathematical convention. So in English, convention is when they set a rule, like for example, in writing proper noun, so it must be capital letter, the first letter must be capital letter, or if it's in common noun, if it is not the first word in the sentence, they will use small letters. So in mathematics, we also have what we call as mathematical convention. So the definition of mathematical convention is that it is a fact, a name, annotation, or usage which is generally agreed upon by mathematicians. So an example of this is the rule, for instance, of what to do if we have combined operations like addition, subtraction, multiplications, and divisions in one expression. So the tendency is, of course, is to follow the MDAT. So multiplication, divisions before additions, and subtraction. So that's just one example of mathematical convention. Now, from these references, so I got the definition of what is mathematical convention using this website, the first one. And then we're going to consider some other examples of mathematical convention using the www.ets.org. So let us go to our examples. So in this material, they actually provided examples of numbers and quantities, mathematical expressions, symbols and variables, until graphical representations of data. So we are not going to discuss everything. So we will just see what are some of the examples that we might consider. So for instance, in numbers and quantities, so all numbers used in the test questions are real numbers. Or we know that in a set of real numbers, it could be that we have a set of integers there, a set of rational and irrational numbers. So rational, irrational numbers and integers are all real numbers. But imaginary numbers are, of course, not part of real numbers. And also, for instance, in item number 2, numbers are expressed in base 10 unless otherwise noted. So if this is now the convention, so using the 10 digits 0 to through 9 and a period to the right of 1 digits or unit digits for a decimal point. So also, in numbers that are 1,000 or greater, commas are used to separate groups or 3 digits to left of the decimal point. So we use comma every after 3 digits. And also, in the writing now, for example, in determining for the number of digits, like 5,000, we know that this is a 4-digit integer. But if it is 031, we also know that this is not considered a 3-digit number. It is only 2. We disregard 0 because that is the convention in mathematics. And even in writing, for example, 1 billion, this is written as with 9 zeros. And as we can see here, we have comma every after the 3 digits. So again, this can also be written as 10 raised to 9. And we also know that when we say that it is 1 dozen, that means that it is 12. So we actually have here a lot of examples for what is mathematical convention. We also know what is the term factor, what is divisor, divisible. So we know the difference between the different terminologies. Or if it is, the term is least common multiple, greatest common divisor. So these are all mathematical convention. So for mathematical expressions, symbols, and variables, also we have here a list of what are the mathematical conventions. So you can go over this material. So examples here. So we know that x less than or equal to y. So this symbol means x is less than or equal to y. We also know that x not equal to is not equal to y is the meaning of this symbol. Or if it is using curl, it is approximately equal. Or if we have two bars, it means its absolute value. Or if it is square root, so this is the symbol for is square root. And we also know that the value of x cannot be a negative because it will be an imaginary number. So we have all other mathematical conventions here. So even for geometry, we understand what is line, what is a square, what is circle, what is a polygon, and all other figures. Or we know that it is isosceles triangle. We know that it is equilateral triangle. We also know that what we call if we have this figure of angles. Okay, so it's all called mathematical conventions. So let us also see coordinate system. So we also know that quadrant 1 is located here, and then quadrant 2 is here, and then below it is quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. And we also know that this is the x-axis and the vertical line is the y-axis. And it composed of 4 quadrants. So we have here a lot of examples of what are mathematical conventions. So it's actually the rule that we also used in the mathematics, just like the rules also used in the, English. So here, if you want to get the material, we have here the reference, or we have here, we place here the URL so that you can access it. So thank you for watching.